Do you ever see a big, fast move happen in a stock without news and feel trapped, like it came out of nowhere? In this video, one of the traders on our desk uses reading the tape to identify exactly what led to a really fast down move in Tesla. Hi, I'm Jeff Holden, head of recruiting at S&B Capital, a proprietary trading firm located in Midtown Manhattan, trading equities, options, futures, and crypto as automated and discretionary traders. When traders join our community, one of the things we stress and work on is reading the tape. It's so important to us that we train our traders on how to read the tape and practice that skill every single day. Let's get into it and see how this skill can make a huge difference in your trading.
This tape was on Tesla. This was on June 22nd, so it was a couple weeks ago. So initially, coming into the day, we made a strong move into a pretty key resistance, which was 730, and we broke out of that, topped out at 740, and came back. So the tape starts off with us rolling over, and I just want to show the key moment. So the key moment that I noticed was when price was approaching VWAP, setting up for another move lower. So I'm going to fast forward to that time, which was like 3 minutes from now.
So let's define exactly why it's such a key moment, and if you can scale it, right? So 10 being the most important piece of information you could possibly have in a trade. 1 being, or 0 being the least amount of information. 0 is essentially noise. Maybe 1 or 2 is maybe 2. Anything below 2 is probably just noise. 0 is just total randomness, stuff you get after hours. A lot of times it's total randomness, right?
Okay.
So, how important would you define this moment?
I would define it as probably like an 8.5, maybe a 9, probably like an 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And why?
Well, I haven't gotten to the moment yet.
Okay. No, I know.
Yeah.
But why would you define it as an 8.5? Because
we did top out at 740, and coming off of a pretty bearish open, we kind of curled over, and people were anticipating, at least I was anticipating a strong move down, because the rest of the market was coming into that direction, and this is a strong market name. So that's why I think that's the context behind this thing that I saw on the tape, which I think is pretty important.
That's great. That's exactly the context you want to set and how you want to set it.
So at this moment, we are currently trading at 725.48 on Tesla, and 725 is a psychological number. And it's also right where the VWAP is approaching. So that's another area of confluence, which was pretty important for my style of trading, at least. So right as we approach 725, I would like you to look at the offers.
If you want to learn 3 more real-world setups that our traders use, including the simple setup that we teach all of our new traders, and the setup that turned one of our traders into a 7-figure big money earner, check out the free webinar that we're currently running. Just go ahead and click the link that should be appearing now at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That will open up the free registration page in a new window, so don't worry, you won't lose this video. You can also visit tradingworkshop.com to register for this free intensive workshop. You're going to learn more in a couple of hours from this trading workshop than from years of online education.
We start holding a little bit around 725. So the offer starts holding as we approach 725, and this is pretty important. So if I were to anticipate a move lower, I would like to see the offer hold and pretty decent size build on the offer. So right now we have 100 shares, which is insignificant. So at this moment, I was watching the offers.
What would surprise if you pause it real quick?
Mm-hmm.
what would surprise you the most based on the size you're seeing?
What would surprise me the most would be the length of time that the size is being held on the offer. So that indicates the amount of selling pressure that is currently against the stock.
Just because they're showing 100 shares doesn't mean there's only 100 shares to sell, right?
Right. So, okay, here we go. So here we have 372, which is actually 37,000 shares, two orders, both in ARCA, which indicates that it's probably the same seller sitting on the offer. So this is pretty big size. That's pretty
And
significant.
it's over 70,000 shares of Tesla, right?
Right, and Tesla is like $700 stock, so it's quite a lot of capital in this trade. So that's pretty important.
Also look at what happened in the time and sales at the same time.
Oh,
Everything, no. You can just see it. You can still see it right now. Everything's one, and then what do you see?
And then you see pretty large.
See a lot more size, right?
right. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's just something to note.
Yeah.
We do hold around 725 quite a bit, and this seller is still present, holding on the offer, and eventually 298. So they've sold a little bit. They've gotten filled.
Yep.
So they're still holding. 725 holds, and then we eventually break. We eventually break, and then if I fast forward a little bit,
Yep.
we break through the VWAP. So bids and offers are both stepping down, which is a very important indicator when I want to take a trade short. So right here would be a decent short entry, maybe a little bit higher. I did not take this trade because I was looking at something else, but now that I see how this price action works with the tape, I will definitely add this to my arsenal in the future. So as we keep going throughout the day, bids and offers keep stepping down. We do see some heavier size on the tape. So we keep going all the way from 725. We keep going all the way. So right, so bids are taken out. All the way until about 712, the price gets sold off, which is a pretty on Tesla. That's not like out of the ordinary because Tesla has an ATR of approximately 50, but this is still a decent little chunk where you could capitalize on it, at least for my style of trading, which is momentum scalping in the current market. I could have definitely extracted a few points out of this trade. Now looking back, but that offer hold was definitely a very key moment in the tape where I noticed heavy selling pressure.
So pause it right there, if you don't
Okay.
mind. Let's define a couple things that really lead to a tremendous amount of edge in this trade.
Sure.
One, you identified a really awesome level, 725, divisible by 10, important technical area, however you want to call it. That's really good. Two, I don't know if I would usually ask you, but I'm just going to kind of point this out. You're looking at a stock that showed tremendous relative strength in a relatively very weak tape,
Right.
so you're looking for the hey, the question's always, is Tesla going to catch up to the market, or is the market going to catch up to Tesla, right?
Right.
Sometimes you have independent news flow, but not really. So you're just kind of going in, and at that point you don't really have much that you can trade off of until you see that moment. As soon as you see that moment, you recognize that it's real, you can really short against that number,
Right.
because you know that you can be out probably before they even get taken all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be different if that bid was occurring or if that offer was occurring like 725 was showing up right at the very bottom of a move, but it wasn't. It was showing up at an important key inflection point.
Right.
And so I think, I'm going to score this in 95 because I think this is exactly what you want to see in order to just be sitting at your desk and make 10 points,
Right.
right? And make 10 points risking 50 cents, which is absurd to think about.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
reality is like that's the sort of situation you can walk into if you're reading the tape.
Right. And it's definitely, it kind of opened my eyes about how clear some moments can actually be on the tape. Just a few weeks ago, I thought it was, there is a lot of noise, but there are very key important moments, especially with the greater price context, that can allow for a high probability, low risk, high reward trade.
It just hits you right between the eyes, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's not real, right?
Mhm.
And then you realize it is, and you're just like, next time I see that, I will be ready.
Hey, go ahead and click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos that we're producing for you in the trading community. And please take the time to add your feedback in the comments section for what videos you'd like for us to produce next and what you found helpful from this video. From all of us at S&B, train and trade well.